you find the perfect Porsche. Low miles, full history, everything you've ever wanted, but hiding deep inside that beautiful flat six could be a $20,000 secret. It's called bore scoring, and if you don't know what to look for, your dream car could become the most expensive mistake of your life. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on Porsche's hidden defect and why buyers everywhere need to beware. So, you've been scrolling through listings for weeks, maybe months. Then suddenly, it happens. There it is, the Porsche of your dreams. Perfect spec, low miles, full service history, and it even looks like the previous owner was the kind of guy who irons his socks. You're thinking, finally, I've cracked the code. You've beaten the market. This is the deal of the century. At this point, you're already picturing yourself carving through mountain roads or casually pulling up to a cafe where everyone conveniently notices you didn't buy a BMW. The dream is alive and it feels invincible, except what you don't know yet is that hiding deep inside that beautiful engine might be a ticking time bomb. A silent little gremlin known as bore scoring, just waiting to turn your fantasy into financial heartbreak because, let's be honest, nobody daydreams about a $20,000 repair bill. So what is boring? Well, the short answer is it's a defect that causes the cylinder walls inside your engine to start to wear down. The protective lining gives way, and before you know it, the pistons are carving grooves straight into the metal. Imagine dragging a fork across a non-stick frying pan, except instead of a $40 pan from IKEA, it's your $20,000 engine repair bill. The next question is, why does it even happen? Well, let's just say Porsche's M96 and M97 engines weren't their finest hour. The problem starts with the cylinder design. Open deck crankcases using something called Locasil liners. Fancy materials, clever weight savings, but in practice, not the most durable setup. Now add in uneven cooling and oiling, because of course the oil spray favors one side of the engine like a parent with a favorite child, and you've got some trouble brewing. The right bank runs hotter, especially the sixth cylinder, which gradually warps out of shape. An oval piston inside a round hole, well, that's not German engineering precision, that's friction central. And Porsche didn't help things with their recommended 2-year oil change intervals. 2 years! That's fine if you enjoy your engine seasoned with diluted oil, moisture, and fuel. Run that cocktail long enough and you'll strip away the protective surface, leaving the piston and cylinder walls to grind against each other until the engine is scarred beyond saving. At that point, your beautiful sports car has basically turned into an art project for your mechanic. And here's the kicker. Bore scoring doesn't politely announce itself. It creeps in quietly, turning a dream car into a financial nightmare before most owners even know what's happening. Now, let's answer the question everyone really wants to know. Which Porsches are sitting in the danger zone? Because spoiler alert, not all of them are out to ruin your bank account. Now, if you're shopping for a late 90s or early 2000s 911, specifically the 996 Carrera, you're squarely in the red zone. Same goes for the early 997.1 Carreras, built from 2005 to 2008. These cars didn't get the beefier Mezger engines you'll find in the turbos and GT3s. No, they got the M96 and M97 power plants, the ones most likely to develop that ugly bore scoring problem. So, in plain terms, dream car, yes, but also possible financial trap. The mid-engine crowd didn't entirely escape either. The 987.1 Cayman S and Boxster S, built around 2005 to 2008, also come with some risk. Not as scary as the 911s, but still enough to keep you up at night Googling early signs of bore scoring at 2 a.m. Now, if we slide forward in time a little, things start looking better. The second generation 997 and 987 models, so we're talking 2009 to 2012, are less prone to this happening. Scoring can still happen, but it's a rarer guest at that particular party. Think yellow light at the traffic signal. You don't need to panic, but you probably shouldn't floor it either. And then there's the green zone, the safe haven for Porsche buyers. Mezger-powered engines. If you're looking at a turbo, a GT3, or a GT2 from this era, congratulations, you dodged the bullet. Same goes for the old school air-cooled 911s and the newer 991.2 models and beyond. Those cars don't carry the same bore score baggage. They've got their own quirks, sure, but catastrophic cylinder scarring isn't one of them. So the takeaway is this. Some of these Porsches are more like a blind date. You might get lucky, or you might end up crying into your bank statement. Others are a much safer bet. But either way, knowing which camp your dream car falls into is the first step toward making sure it stays a dream and not a nightmare. And speaking of nightmares, how do you actually spot the warning signs of bore scoring before it's too late? So let's say you found the one, the perfect Porsche. It's gleaming, the seller is swearing on their grandmother's grave that it's been babied, and you're already halfway convinced this is destiny. Now, before you hand over your life savings, here's how you sniff out whether that car is about to betray you with bore scoring. The first clue comes when the engine is idling. If you hear a faint ticking sound, almost like a lifter tap, don't be fooled. That might actually be piston slap, the kind of slap that leaves permanent scars inside your cylinders. It's subtle, but once you know what to listen for, it's the kind of sound that makes your stomach drop. Next, check the exhaust. On a healthy flat 6, both tailpipes should look more or less the same. If one side is noticeably darker with uneven soot buildup, that's a red flag. It means one bank of cylinders is burning oil or fuel differently than the other, which is often a symptom of, you guessed it, bore scoring. Oil tells another part of the story. Rising oil consumption, unusually dark oil, misfires, and the presence of tiny metallic flakes in the oil are all bad signs. And no, those little shimmers in your drain pan aren't unicorn dust, they're your engine slowly eating itself alive. Which brings us to the most important step, the pre-purchase inspection. If you take nothing else away from this video, take this. Always get a bore scope inspection and an oil analysis before buying one of these cars. A bore scope literally lets a technician peek inside the cylinders, and the oil analysis checks for wear metals floating around in your engine. Together, they can tell you if you're buying a Porsche or if you're about to buy an $80,000 headache disguised as a Porsche. To put it into perspective, one Porsche specialist once admitted 9 out of 10 bore scopes we find scoring. That was specifically about the 987.1 Cayman S, but the point stands. Skip this step and you're rolling the dice with very high stakes. Because here's the thing. You can fall in love with the paint color, the leather smell, the way it sounds when it starts up, but if you don't check under the surface, the dream can evaporate the second you hear the words engine rebuild. So, let's say the worst happens. You hear the ticking, see the soot, do the inspection, and boom, bore scoring. This is the moment where that dream car officially morphs into a bill. Some owners try to buy themselves a little time with quick fixes. Thicker oils, additives with moly, maybe switching to something like a 5W50. And sure, that can sometimes mask the symptoms for a while, smooth out the noise, maybe even slow things down, but let's be honest, that's not fixing anything, that's basically putting a band-aid on a shark bite. Because the truth is, bore scoring doesn't go away. It only gets worse. According to specialists like Flat 6 Innovations, the only real fix is a full engine teardown. No shortcuts, no magic in a bottle solutions. If someone tells you otherwise, they're selling snake oil. So, what does the real repair look like? It means rebuilding the engine with improved liners. Companies like LN Engineering offer their Nicky's liners, or you might go the route of replating or sleeving the damaged cylinders. In short, you're re-engineering the weak spots Porsche left behind. It works and it solves the problem, but it isn't cheap. And here's where it gets painful. Costs can start around $8,000 and climb rapidly from there. If the damage is extensive, or if you go for a full top-to-bottom rebuild, you're easily staring at bills north of $20,000. In some cases, that's more than the car is even worth on the open market. Imagine explaining that one to your accountant. Ah, yes, I spent the value of a used Cayman just to save my used Cayman. Here's the good news, though. You're not powerless. If bore scoring is the boogeyman hiding underneath the Porsche bed, there's a way to shine a flashlight right in its face, and it starts before you even think about signing anything. Rule number 1. Never, ever buy one of these cars without a proper pre-purchase inspection. And I don't mean a friendly mechanic giving it a once-over. I mean a full bore scope inspection of the cylinders and an oil analysis for wear metals. If the seller hesitates or flat out refuses, that's your cue to walk away. Think about it. If someone's confident the engine is healthy, why wouldn't they let you check? If the inspection shows mild scoring, well, you've got a choice. You can negotiate the price down and budget for a future rebuild, or you can walk away if the deal doesn't make sense. But don't let anyone downplay it. As one seasoned Porsche owner put it when talking about the Cayman S, if the seller shrugs it off, either get a solid warranty or get out, because hope is not a maintenance plan. The real power here is knowing what you're looking at. Armed with the right inspections and the willingness to walk from a bad deal, you turn the tables. Suddenly, it's not you sweating over a $20,000 repair, it's the seller sweating over whether you'll call their bluff. Which leaves us with the ultimate question. With all the risks, the warning, the potential bills, should you still buy one? At the end of the day, owning a Porsche is supposed to be a dream. The kind of dream that makes you grin every time you hear that flat six fire up. The kind of dream that makes even a grocery run feel like Le Mans. Don't let bore scoring turn that dream into a nightmare. Because here's the truth. It doesn't have to. This isn't about scaring you away from Porsche ownership. It's about making sure you step into it with your eyes open. Do the checks, get the bore scope, pay attention to the signs, and if the deal doesn't smell right, walk away. There will always be another car, but there won't always be another 20 grand sitting in your savings account, so buy smart, be informed, and protect yourself. And when you do finally get the right one, the car that passes the test, you'll know you can drive it with full confidence.